All right. So if you have been attending our financial coaching video series for quite some time now, you will see, or you probably notice, this picture. So this picture is what we call the solid financial foundation. So some of our series coaching videos would focus on certain topics in this picture, like probably you attended one that is about healthcare, or probably you attended one that is about life insurance, or how to pay off all your debts, no, or how to build your emergency fund properly. So different topics ito, pero still aligned, no, with this solid financial foundation. So when we talk about solid financial foundation, we always advise that we build it like a house, no. So when we build a house, hindi tayo nagsisimula sa roof ng ating bahay, di ba? So, syempre, uunahin natin yung foundation. We start from the bottom. So, you build it from the ground up. So, the same po sa ating financial house. Sa financial house natin, magsa-start pa rin po tayo dito sa baba, no? So, healthcare, protection, and then eliminating all our debts, and then emergency fund. So, for this afternoon session, we are going to be focusing the topic on investments. So as you can see from this picture, it's on the top of our financial foundation. So basically, ang sinasabi lang dito is for you to start with your investments, you should have already have a plan or implemented something sa financial house nyo to take care of healthcare, life insurance, eliminate your debts or pay off all your debts, and build your emergency funds. Okay, so now you're ready to start with your investments. Now, sa investment po, madami tayong klaseng investment, no? In fact, if you have real estate property, pwede nyo rin pong makonsider as investment yan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na mga solid investments, which is yung mga ganyan, mga real estate properties, no? Or even car, pwede rin po yan. But what we want to focus in this topic, on this session, is the liquid investments. Okay, so when we say liquid investments, that's more pertaining to stock market and mutual funds. Okay, so ito, investing in mutual funds, this is the main topic for today. And these are the things that we will be discussing in this session. So we will be talking about what mutual funds are, how do mutual funds work, are mutual funds regulated, what are the different kinds of mutual funds, and how can one invest in mutual funds, and ano yung benefits of investing in mutual funds. Okay, so sorry, let's go back one slide. So what is a mutual fund? So sabi dito, ang mutual fund is an investment company that pulls money together from different investors and invests it in a diversified portfolio of financial instruments in accordance to its objectives. Okay. Now, these funds are actively managed by full-time professional fund managers whose job is to seize market opportunities within well-managed risk parameters. Okay. So, hindi siya ganun kadaling intindihin, no? Pero let's break it down. Okay. So, sa next slide, tingnan natin, how does a mutual fund work? So, sabi kanina, nagpupool ng pera. Okay. So, yung mga investors sa mutual fund, okay, so ang investors, ibig pong sabihin yan, it could be anyone. It could be you, me, could be an institution, pwede rin po, or any corporation na mag-i-invest, pwede po sila mag-invest sa mutual fund. So, collectively, tinatawag po natin yan sila as investors. Okay? So, yung mga investors, maglalagay sila ng pera sa mutual fund or mag-i-invest sila ng pera nila sa mutual fund. Ngayon, lahat ng pera na yan, pagsasama-samahin yan sila, or you pool the money. They will pool the money in the mutual fund, tapos, it will be managed by a fund manager. Okay? So yung fund manager na ito, siya po yung bahalang mag-invest. So siya ang pipili ng companies, no? So he will choose from big companies like these ones here in the picture. So makikita nyo, pwede siyang mag-invest sa Jollibee, sa SM, sa Meralco. So these companies, I'm sure you're familiar with them, no? So sila yung mga pipiliin ng fund manager. Okay, depende sa objectives ng fund. So i-invest nila yung money from the investors sa securities or shares of stock nitong mga companies nandito. Okay? So kapag kumita yung mga companies na ito, okay? So pag kumita sila, syempre magge-generate yan ng returns, okay? Kasi syempre, pagka nag-invest kasi kayo sa mutual fund, it's like naging part owner kayo sa mga companies na to. So pagka kumita yung companies na yon, then they will also provide returns for the investors na ipapasa lang din nila. So, kikita rin yung investors. So, that is how a mutual fund works. And that is how investors who invest in mutual funds earn money. Okay? So, earn from their investment. So, I hope that's clear, no, how a mutual fund works. Ngayon, so madami rin pong nagtatanong, are mutual funds regulated? Or legit ba ang mutual funds? Okay? So, kasi syempre, a lot of us, no, we want to really make sure na kung saan natin nilalagay ang pera natin or kung saan tayo nag-i-invest, legal siya. So madami pong nagtatanong, legit ba ang mutual funds? Okay, are they regulated? So ito po yung sagot dyan. So ang mutual funds, actually, they are governed by a Republic Act. So nandito yung Republic Act number 2629 and it's called the Investment Company Act of 1960. So as a matter of fact, 1960 pa. So how many years ago, no, na meron nang nagkaroon na ng batas regarding mutual funds. So the regulation of the mutual funds is very strict, okay? And so the mutual funds are really required to provide updates, no, to the government, to the regulating agency, on how their mutual fund is doing. And in fact po, mutual funds, they're also required to provide their shareholders, okay, their shareholders or yung mga investors nila ng updates on how the mutual fund is going. Okay, kung saan naka-invest ang pera nyo, which companies naka-invest ang pera nyo. Okay? So now, what are the different kinds of mutual funds? No? So there are actually so many different kinds of mutual funds out there. And sometimes as a newbie investor, if baguhan ka pa lang, you're not sure saan mo ilalagay ang pera mo or what mutual fund ka maglalagay ng pera, no? So magre-research ka and then madaming klase, ganyan, malilito ka. So here's a simple guide for you, no? So there are actually three types of mutual fund, no? So one of them is the equity funds. So itong equity funds, they're actually invested in company stocks in the stock market, okay? So these are what companies would they actually be invested in? So they would be invested in stocks of the companies like Meralco, like Ayala Land, or like SM or Robinsons. So these are what we call equity funds. Okay? So ima-match mo yung equity funds mo sa inyong long-term financial goals. No? So they are best used for your long-term financial goals. Like what? Retirement. No? Kasi if naisip mong mag-invest ngayon and para sa retirement mo yun, so you can consider that a long-term financial goal. Okay, bakit? Because it probably will not happen in the next 5 years, no? So if you're thinking about investing for your retirement, give yourself 15 to 20 years, okay, for you to be able to build enough funds for your retirement. So yung pera na yan na naka-allot for your retirement, you could invest that in equity funds. Okay? So long-term financial goals ang katapat ng equity funds. Now, another type of mutual fund is what we call the balanced funds. So itong balanced funds, from the name itself, it's actually a mix of company stocks in the stock market and corporate and government bonds. Okay? So hindi na siya puro stocks lang. no? So meron na siyang nakahalong corporate and government bonds. Okay, so as you can see, in terms of risk, no, hindi masyadong less risky ang balanced funds kasi meron siyang corporate and government bonds. So itong mga ganitong klaseng funds, they are best used for the mid-term financial goals. Like, for example, a child's college education. So if you're preparing for your child's college education, so you will probably be needing it in about 5 to 10 years, no? So pwede nyo siyang ilagay sa balanced fund. Okay? So if you have other financial goals that ang timeline nyo rin is gagamitin nyo siya within after 5 to 10 years, so you could also consider that as something you can put in a balanced fund. Okay? Now, the third type of mutual fund is what we call the bond fund. So yung bond fund, so wala na po siyang nakahalong stocks, no? Wala na siyang nakahalong stocks in the stock market. It's now invested mostly in corporate bonds or government bonds. So ang best use para sa kanila is for those short-term financial goals, no? So yung mga goals na gagamitin mo in less than 5 years, like for example, mag-house repair project kayo or balak nyong bumili ng sasakyan in the next 2 years. So, pwedeng doon nyo po siya ilagay. Okay? So, mag-iipon kayo, ilalagay nyo siya sa bond fund para ma-achieve nyo yung inyong short-term financial goals. So, this is just an example of how you can use different kinds of mutual funds to match it to the type of financial goal that you have. Okay? So, kung merong mga nagtatanong in terms of risk, no, itong first natin dito on the table, which is equity funds, since it's invested in company stocks in the stock market, mas mataas po ang risk dito. Okay? Kasi ang volatility or yung takbo ng stock market can go up and down, no? So it's very volatile. That's why it's more risky. So kaya kailangan nyo po talaga siyang gamitin for your long-term financial goals. Okay? So in the same way na yung sa balanced funds, kaya siya tinawag na kaya siya maganda to use for midterm financial goals is because may nakahalo na siyang corporate and government bonds, okay, which are a less riskier type of investment. Okay, so ganun po siya, naka-arrange din siya according to how risky a mutual fund investment is. Okay? So our next topic is how does one invest in mutual funds? Okay, so I tried to break it down here for you in steps, no? So as much as possible, step 1, you have a financial goal. So hindi tayo nag-i-invest in mutual funds just for the sake of investing, no? So as much as possible, we have a financial goal matched to our mutual fund. So that is step 1. So you have to have your financial goals first. Okay, step 2, you choose a mutual fund that matches your goal. So in the previous slide, I shared to you how you can match your goal with the right type of mutual fund. Okay, so if it's a long-term goal, you can use equity fund. That will be the best vehicle, financial vehicle for you to use. Okay, if it's a short-term goal, then the best one would be the bond fund. Okay, then step 3, you have to open an account in your chosen mutual fund. Now, when you open an account in a mutual fund, it actually involves a lot of paperwork. Okay, so madami kayong fill up pa na papel and madami kayong i-comply na requirements, i-submit nyo, i-check siya. Okay, so it involves a lot of paperwork. So bakit siya ganito? It's because mutual funds are regulated. No? So as I mentioned kanina in one of the slides, mutual funds are highly regulated by the government. So that is why we need to make sure kung sino ang nag-open ng mutual fund, they are real people or real individuals, no? Or real, hindi siya hocus-pocus na account holder. Okay, so that's why there are a lot of requirements here. Okay. Na step 4, invest ka ng initial investment amount into your mutual funds, no? So once na nakapag-open ka na ng account, mag-invest ka ng initial investment amount into your mutual fund. So it depends on the mutual fund. No? Some mutual funds will require a minimum investment of 5,000 and some mutual funds less. So 1,000, okay, pwede ka na mag-invest in mutual funds. And in fact, here in IMG, because we have partners with a lot of mutual fund companies, you can choose your mutual fund, and we have them for an initial investment of only 1,000 pesos. And on top of that, kasama pa po yung zero sales load, okay, which is something na parang fees ng ating mutual funds. Now, the step 5 is invest regularly to achieve your financial goal. So, pag nag-i-invest po tayo, hindi po tayo one time lang nag-invest. No? So, if you have a financial goal, kailangan hindi mo titigilan yung pag-invest mo hanggang sa matapos yung goal mo or na-achieve mo na yung goal mo. Okay, so ang mutual fund, it's just really a means for us to be able to achieve our financial goals. So ang tip natin is to use the peso cost averaging. Okay, so itong peso cost averaging, it's just like nag-i-invest ka regularly. So iba't ibang presyo ng mutual fund shares ang nabibili mo. So if you want to learn more about peso cost averaging and how it affects your investment goals or your financial goals, you can ask the person who invited you to this training, and you can attend our workshops. No? Because in IMG, we also hold workshops, and these workshops are more in-depth training on how we should be investing to achieve our financial goals. So, nadidiscuss po doon yung usage ng peso cost averaging. Okay, so that is a strategy you can use when you're investing in mutual funds. Okay? Oops. Ayun. So ngayon, let's discuss about the benefits of investing in mutual funds. So, why is it good for us to invest in mutual funds? No? So, number one, it says na it offers diversification. So, bakit siya diversified? Dahil po, in a mutual fund, they need to be invested in not just one company. Okay, so they need to have a portfolio of companies that they are investing in. So minimum of top 10 companies, meron yan sila that they choose, no? And they will disclose that in their fund fact sheets. Okay, so sa mutual funds, they're very transparent. No, they really provide us with the information on a regular basis, and they will let us know kung saan naka-invest yung ating pera. So it's really invested in not one, not two, not three, but more than 5, no, more than 10 minsan na companies. So the risk of investing in mutual funds is lesser than if you're invested in just one company. Okay. Now, number 2, it is professionally managed. Okay, so ang sinabi ko rin po kanina, we have a fund manager. So, professionally managed by a fund manager kung saan yun talaga ang trabaho niya. Siya talaga ang naghahanap ng opportunity sa market na para yung pera na ininvest, kikita. Okay, so para hindi na tayo mahirapan to study, no, the stock market, kasi mahirap yun for us if you are actually busy with something else. So if, for example, you are a teacher or you're a doctor, no, but you cannot spend all of your time looking at the stock market, no, to see kung alin ditong company ang doing well ngayon, anong magandang panahon ba para bumili ng stocks ng company. So mas magandang meron tayong fund manager para hindi na tayo mismo ang magre-research. Okay? So para lang yung parang nag-drive ka ng sasakyan. No? So kung marunong ka mag-drive, ikaw magda-drive. Pero pag hindi ka marunong, mag-hire ka ng driver. So yung fund manager, yun po ang driver natin. Okay? Now, number 3, it is very liquid. So ang mutual funds, because it is it's really dealing with securities, no? So when you invest in mutual funds, you can actually withdraw also anytime. So ang mutual funds natin, you put in your money, and then if kailangan mo rin talaga ng money, no, for emergencies or such, pwede mo siyang ma-withdraw. Okay? But ideally po, if you are really focused on your goal and you really have a goal for your mutual fund, wag mo siyang kunin hanggat na-reach mo na or na-achieve mo na yung financial goal mo. But then, it's still a good reassurance na if kailangan mo talaga ng pera, liquid lang ang mutual fund. Pwede mo siyang i-withdraw. Okay? And then, it comes in many varieties. Okay? So, like yung binigay ko sa inyong different types of mutual funds kanina, you can consider that as a guide, no, on which mutual fund suits your financial goal. Pero you can also use it as a guide to see kung ano ba yung mutual fund swak sa risk appetite mo. So kung ikaw, you are an investor na ayaw mong nakikita na yung investment mo lumiliit, no, kasi there are really times na magkakaroon ng low times, no, for your mutual funds. So if you're the type of investor who cannot stomach the volatilities in the market, then you might as well invest in less risky mutual funds. Okay? But always remember that all investments have risk. No? So hindi talaga mawawala ang risk pag nag-i-invest ka. So kailangan mo lang siyang i-control. So just make sure that you're aware what you're investing in. Okay? Now, another benefit of investing in mutual funds is it has a low minimum investment requirement. Okay, so for example, sinabi ko rin kanina, when you invest, you can invest in solid investments like a condo or a real estate property. Okay, so that can also generate returns for you. But then, ang initial capital outlay mo, kung kukuha ka ng condo or bibili ka ng real estate property, malaki. Okay, hindi siya maliit. Hindi kaya ang 1,000. Hindi kaya ang 5,000. Pag you want an investment na solid investment like that. So, for those who cannot afford to invest in a solid investment like an apartment or a condo, mutual fund is a good alternative for you because it has a low minimum investment requirement. So like I said po, here in IMG, for as low as 1,000 pesos, we can guide you to open your own mutual fund account, no? And 1,000 pesos pwede na talaga. Okay? So maliit lang 'yan. Kahit sino na po, pwede na po talagang mag-invest in mutual funds. Okay? Another benefit is it's very transparent. Okay? So pwede niyo pong ma-research, no, ang mutual funds sa internet. Tapos, meron silang tinatawag na fund fact sheets kung saan makikita nyo yung performance ng mutual fund na yan. Okay? From the time na put up yung isang mutual fund until the time na present, kung ano yung performance niya in the past. Okay? So, anong companies siya naka-invest. Okay? So, pwede nyo pong makita yan. And then it has strong track records. So when we say strong track records, we mean that in the history of mutual funds, wala pa po tayong kilalang mutual fund na na-bankrupt, no? Kasi their investments are very diversified. Okay? Then it is safe and secured. Okay? Why? Kasi it's regulated by the government as well. No? So, kanina pinakita ko sa inyo yung Republic Act that is regulating mutual funds. So, it is safe and secure. The gains are also tax exempt. Okay? So, if kumita ka sa mutual funds mo, your gains are considered tax exempt. So, this is something na if you're conscious about taxes, no? So, isang benefit talaga to, magandang benefit na tax exempt yung gains ng mutual fund ninyo. So na-protect yung pera mo from tax. Kasi sabi nga nila, lahat ng gagawin mo itatax ka ng gobyerno. Okay? But if you know and you're financially educated, no, pwede mong ilagay yung money mo sa mutual funds and your gains there will be tax exempt. Ginawa to because the government also wants to encourage us, no, to invest in mutual funds. Okay, so ang government themselves, they're actually also investing in mutual funds. So baka nakita nyo po sa news na ang government natin, SSS, is actually investing in mutual funds also, no? So why not gawin din natin, no? So, para makuha din natin yung lahat ng benefits na ito when we invest in mutual funds. Okay? Ayun. So I just like to share again, no, and highlight, no, na even though we're talking about investments now and growing our money, here's a good reminder from Mr. Dave Ramsey. Sabi niya po, if you're looking for a shortcut to build wealth, you have the wrong spirit. It's built gradually, layer upon layer. Okay, so bakit ko bringing up itong ganito, no? I want to bring you back to this solid financial foundation. Okay? Ayan. So like sa sinabi niya, wealth is built layer upon layer. So aligning it dito sa solid financial foundation natin sa IMG, tama talaga na bago tayo po mag-isip ng mga investments, kailangan na unahin natin yung ating protection, no? So it's not appropriate for us to be investing if we have not really built our solid financial foundation and we are not properly protected, no? So unahin po natin yung mga nasa ilalim ng ating solid financial foundation bago po tayo mag-invest. So let's build our wealth properly, build it layer by layer. Okay? All right. So yun. That was really the end of the topic on mutual funds, no? But allow me to say also a few things about IMG. So, like I said, itong financial coaching video series natin, this is brought to you by IMG Prosperpinoy. And so this is really the do-it-yourself personal finance planning. Okay, so in IMG, we teach people to manage their finances on their own, no? So to do it yourself. So we encourage people to join our advocacy, no? And so that you will belong to a community of savers and investors and people who can really guide you to build your wealth properly. So this is really a new concept in the financial industry where we don't rely on financial advisors to help us build our solid financial foundation. Kasi iba-iba po yung financial circumstances ng bawat isang Pilipino. So ikaw nakakaalam sa personal finances mo. Okay? So have a look and check, no, sa sarili mo kung ano na ba ang na-achieve mo from ano na bang na-complete mo from your solid financial foundation. Okay? So if you're not yet there and you need more guidance, IMG is here to help you. Okay? So if you have any questions or you want to learn more about how to do it, no, so I encourage you na don't be shy. Just reach out to the person who invited you to attend this webinar and ask them, no, how they can help you and how you can join our advocacy. So if nakatulong man yung information na na-share ko sa inyo today, no, the best thing to do is to pay it forward and share it to your friends and your family also. Okay, so thank you po for your attention today, and I'd like to remind you all na we have also a 5 p.m. Webinar later. So the 5 p.m. webinar later is going to be a financial education orientation touching on the basic concepts of financial literacy. Okay, so the basic concepts ang i-discuss naman doon, including this solid financial foundation. So, salamat po sa lahat ng umattend and we look forward to seeing you in the rest of the financial coaching videos that we have. So, have a great day and let's prosper everyone. So, bye. Thank you.